I'm Tesla, and this is Magically Mindful. Here I share my journey of growth and what it means to live authentically through life's polarity, the messy and the magical, the highs and the lows, and everything in between. Think of this as an open diary for your soul, here to remind you that you're never alone. Marley, welcome to Magically Mindful, the podcast. I'm so grateful to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Me too. And you really have been one of my biggest expanders on this journey of life and entrepreneurship. And you have just truly been such a true inspiration of someone who is like fully aligned and embodied in what living like an authentic life is. And before we dive in, I would love for you to share what your Astro Big Three is and then your human design type and profile.
Ooh, I love this question. Okay, so my sun is Capricorn, my moon is Scorpio, my rising is Leo, and I'm a manifesting generator.
Do you know what your numbers are in human design?
Is it 3-6, I think?
Yeah,
Is that
that is a combination. So,
okay?
yes.
I'm like, wait, I have my app right here. I think it's 3-6. Oh shoot. I'm not logged in. Is that like the easy breezy genius?
Yeah, it's also very much like the three is I like to look at it as like the experimenter, so someone that like mo has a try or a process of trial and error.
Mm. Okay, I may have to get back to you on the profile, but I think it is 3-6.
Okay, I love that. And I also love that you're a Leo rising. I don't know if I knew that. I'm a Leo sun, so it makes a lot of sense why I
Oh,
connect to your energy, and I'm a Capricorn rising, so loving that.
oh my God, we're opposites.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always
What
so fun.
what's your moon?
Aries. So I have a lot of fire.
Oh, okay, love that.
Yeah. So for any of my babes listening that may not know who you are, could you share just you and what you do, how you serve your people?
Yes. Okay, so I my journey starts and it's so funny because right now I'm like in the house in the town. I'm at home right now where I grew up. And I'm just so reminded of why I do what I do. So this is perfect timing. So I grew up in a very, very small town. It's if you want to Google it, it's called Clarksburg, Ontario, Canada. It's truly a stop sign. And growing up from such a small age, I wanted to not live here. I don't resonate with the temperature. I don't resonate with it sounds weird, but like the nature. I'm just so much happier next to an ocean with palm trees. Like I swear I was a palm tree in a past life, in sunshine all the time. And being here, I'm here for spring right now. Oh, it's 111. I'm at it's spring right now and everything is like dead. And I just noticed my energy is so much lower than what I usually am just because of the weather and the atmosphere and the energy here. And I think from a very small age, I just somehow knew that. I just felt like this is not where I'm meant to be. That's one piece. Also, growing up in a household that was very angry and sad at all times also was a part of why I wanted to leave. So, from a very young age, I decided that if I make money and if I can earn for myself and make a lot of money, then I will have freedom and I will have happiness. I will be able to do and have and be whatever I want because I felt like growing up, if I wanted something, it was just no. And I felt very stuck and trapped. And I hated that feeling. Like my soul was like, this is not what we signed up for. So I started on this journey very dabbling in personal development. It was when I started my first business in 2018 and I read The 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. I was started listening to podcasts. I was like, whoa, there's like this whole other world out there. And I learned about being able to work from anywhere from your laptop. And I was like, well, that's the dream. Like, I want to be able to travel the world. I want to have summer all the time. I want to earn for myself. I'm a Capricorn, so I love working. But I didn't know that at the time because I was in situations and circumstances like going through college, going through university, working as a waitress. And I was just so out of alignment in literally all areas of my life in terms of who I spent my time with, in terms of where I lived, in terms of what I did, like everything, even how I moved my body, everything was out of alignment. And you can look at photos of me then, I look like an absolutely different human. I was. And I was so miserable and I was so, felt so stuck and so trapped. And so when I started to get into this world of personal development and money mindset, and I was just, oh, cracked me open to this whole other possibility and realm. And I was like, oh, this is actually what feels like truth. And this, for the first time, is what feels like an alignment for me. And so I started meditating for the first time and I started journaling for the first time. And it was just, I just became addicted. I was like, oh my gosh, I've spent my whole life feeling so bad and I'm starting to feel good. And it was just this remembering and knowing of, oh, this is how it gets to be.
Mm.
And I started my first business, which was designing websites and logos called Rose Designs. And that, honestly, the whole intention was just to escape Canada. I was like, if I can just work from my laptop, that I can live in Australia and then everything will be great. I'll be happy. Like it just, I was just had this idea that if I could get out of Canada, I would be happy. And that is somewhat true. But when at the beginning of my journey, this year that I started my business, I also lost my father to suicide. And I would say that was really when I don't want to say my life started, but that's when I started to take my life seriously. That's when I realized the worst can happen. And also, life is way too short to be miserable. It resetted me and recalibrated me to my higher self because before I was just dilly dallying. I was like getting blackout drunk every weekend. I didn't take anything seriously. I didn't care about anything. I just felt I had no purpose.
Mm.
And that woke me up. And it was, it gave me my first purpose because I didn't want to let this thing break me. I never knew of anyone who experienced trauma. I don't even think I knew what the word trauma was. And I didn't know what to do from there, but I just set the intention of I'm not going to let this break me. And what you said, when you set intentions, the universe will co-create and collaborate with you and send you who you need in that moment to get to where you want to go. So I started listening to different type of podcasts. I just started going down this deep healing journey. I went to therapy for the very first time, which I arguably needed my entire life, but we couldn't afford it. So I had this like thing from the government because this had happened. They paid for my therapy. And so I got to go to therapy for the first time. And I also started in Reiki for the first time. Never even done a healing my entire life. I just thought healing was for people that were like too far gone. Like it sounds so crazy, but like I feel like back in 2018, therapy wasn't common. And if you went to therapy, it was not cool. It was like, oh, what's wrong with you? Now it's so open and like accepted. But back then it was like, wait, are you good? Like it was just like not a thing. I honestly like avoided it, even though I knew I needed it. I just didn't want the judgment. So at this point, I was like, I don't care. I just want to feel better. And so going down that avenue and just getting deep into all things healing, I noticed that everything, every book, every teacher, everything that I was learning came back to the subconscious mind. And again, I love that you asked me this in the beginning, but because I'm a Capricorn, I'm like, efficiency, I want it now. Like, how can I feel better immediately, faster, sooner? I don't want to wait. So at the same time, I was building my first business. And in order to have freedom, especially financial freedom, that requires a certain amount of money for me to leave Canada. And I was so motivated to leave. Winter was coming, and I was like, I'm not doing another winter. And so I found money mindset. And again, I was like, what is the difference between this person that grew up maybe like me, who didn't have much, and now, for example, like we could look at Tony Robbins, who grew up poor and now has like billions of dollars. What did he do? And every time I audited or like research a very successful person, they just talked about their beliefs, they talked about their subconscious mind. So like, great, this is the answer. I went with that. I really went with that. And when I was building my business, instead of using all these strategies, business strategies, I was changing my mindset. And whenever it came down to making more money, I wasn't really focused on the offer. I was focused on what did I believe to be true about that offer. And what I noticed over time is that my business skyrocketed. And all these people were asking me, like, Marley, how are you living in Australia? We know what just happened to you. How are you earning more a month than that corporate job offered you for an entire year? Like, what's going on? And I was like, oh, I'm just like reprogramming my subconscious mind. Like, what are you guys doing? They're like, what is that? Like I realized that no one was doing what I was doing because it's just not talked about. Like, no one's really talking about the subconscious mind. And it just, I don't know, it just kept speaking to me. And so now I realize that my sole purpose on this planet is like giving subconscious reprogramming a facelift in terms of like this is actually the most powerful tool in the world. It has changed every area of my life. You know, I went from growing up, I would say poor, to becoming a millionaire at 30, you know, growing up in a with a relationship what was like fighting, arguing, no love to meeting my literal soulmate, changing my body, changing everything in my life. And I really break that down to it is because of subconscious reprogramming. It is from changing my belief system. It is from changing my mindset. And so now I know that what I'm here to do is inspire others that they can have, do, and be whatever they desire. And the fastest, most efficient, most effective way of getting there is reprogramming your limiting beliefs into positive ones. And you do that using subconscious reprogramming. And I'm like fired up beyond belief. I will like travel the whole world to spread this message because I know what it feels like to feel so bad. And I never want anyone to feel that bad. I never want anyone to do what my father did. I never want anyone to feel that low because there are tools that actually work. And when these tools get into the people that need them, it will change their life. And so my job and I'm taking it on as my like soul mission is to do that.
Yes. Oh my goodness. If I could snap my fingers, I would. I just can't. But I just, yeah, you're speaking my language. And honestly, I kind of think I found subconscious rewiring because of you, because you had told me about we took the same coaching certification, but I learned about that through you. And that was kind of like where it all started for me as well in that sense. And I definitely can say the same. Like, but I think you are just so embodied in it. And I'm curious to know as well, like from a business standpoint, what are kind of like the behind the scenes of business that people don't see? Like for me, because of where I'm at on my entrepreneurial journey, it's like, okay, I'm launching things and it's crickets. And like I'm so lit up and I'm so excited. And so it's like, how does subconscious rewiring and like mindset, how does that come up when you're like maybe going through a period or someone's going through a period where it's like you've poured your heart and soul into something and then you feel like you're getting rejected or just misunderstood.
Ooh, okay. So this is such a good question. And I'm going to answer this with two different things. So I love looking at inspired action and the energetics of the business offer, whatever you're launching. Okay. So the product, the launch, everything on the 3D, we do like an energetic audit of that. So, number one, are you actually integrity with this offer? Are you embodied in this offer? Is there anything in this offer that's feeling like obligation energy? Is there any stucknesses in them being able to purchase it? Are you feeling aligned in the pricing? Like I would do a complete energy audit. Where is the stickiness in this entity, which is the offer? Okay. Because energy does not lie. When someone walks into a room and is like, hi, I'm here, and super confident, everyone's like, whoa, what's going on here? Right. So everything that you put out as an offer has an energetic frequency. And if you're not feeling in integrity with the offer, people are going to see your offer and be like, ooh, something about this feels off and not purchase it. Okay. So from a 3D perspective, it's doing a complete energy audit of the offer and understanding where is it out of alignment, where is it out of integrity, or have I just not even spoken about it enough so people can't haven't picked up on that energy? Because a lot of the times we've poured our heart and soul into something, but we've been completely underground with it. Like we haven't told anyone, no one knows about it. And so when we launch it and expect people to buy it, it's kind of like going on a first date with someone, expecting them to marry you. It's like, whoa, I know nothing about this offer. Like I have no background. I have no trust with this offer. So in the launch period, you're really building that trust and sharing that trust. So either they just haven't seen it as many times, like someone needs to buy something 7 times for it to convert. There's been so many times where I've launched an offer and in the first 3 days, no one has purchased, and then I've gone on to make like $100,000 in 7 days. So it's just like, is this offer, have people seen enough? Is the offer integrity? That's one.
Mhm.
Number two is from a subconscious reprogramming perspective, I would look at the situation, the event, and I would say, how is this making me feel? You said 2 words. You said, um, this is making me feel rejected. And what was the other thing that you said?
Like misunderstood.
Misunderstood. Okay, I'm feeling rejected and I'm feeling misunderstood. So that means you have a wounding around feeling misunderstood and you have a fear of being rejected. Okay. So if you believe and have a fear around being rejected, and if you feel misunderstood, all people can do is mirror that back to you, right? We live in a universal law. We live in a world where the universal law is called the law of reflections, the law of mirrors. So everyone is just mirroring to you what you feel inside. So if you, so there, it's beautiful though because it's like we think that we're being punished. We're not. The universe is just showing you where there's an opportunity for you to heal so that you can become your highest, bestest self. Okay. So what I would do in that situation is if I'm looking at a launch and I'm like, oh my God, the lack of people signing up is making me feel rejected, I would then go into my higher self app and I would clear the fear of rejection because it's
Mhm.
honest for you, just like intuitively, it's a soul, it's like definitely a past life for you. So when you clear that and you reprogram that, then people can no longer mirror that back to you and people will start purchasing. Okay. Because on an energetic level, people are seeing an offer and they're like, oh, this is not conscious, but subconsciously, they feel your fear of rejection. And so they all they hear is rejection. They just reject the offer. Right. So if you're putting in a fear of rejection, then they're going to reject the offer. That's how the law of mirror works. And then if you're feeling misunderstood, I would also clear the fear that you are misunderstood and then watch what happens without those beliefs, without those limiting beliefs. What is the opposite belief that you want to focus on? What is the opposite for you of rejection?
Yeah, probably acceptance.
Okay, acceptance. And then what is the opposite of being misunderstood?
To be understood.
Yeah. So then you would focus, law of focus, on being accepted and understood. How am I so accepted? How am I so understood? And you would switch your focus to what you do desire, which is being accepted and understood. And again, the universe can only mirror back to your beliefs and miracles will happen. You will notice that people start applying and signing up for your offer because you believe that you're accepted and understood, and people are going to now accept and understand your offer.
Yeah, yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And I think sometimes, I'm sure many people can relate that when you're on this journey and you get to a point where you're like, yeah, I feel like I have like a strong mindset, or you're like, I know my self-worth, I feel confident, but that's at a conscious level. So sometimes we obviously are not always going to be aware of the subconscious belief. So I think when we are experiencing things like, okay, someone's not signing up, then exactly like you said, that's where that law of like mirroring will come into effect and show us that opportunity.
100%. And as souls, we are here to grow. So you will never get to a point where you're like 100% confident and nothing affects you because that's not the point of us being here. The point of us being here is to grow, is to learn, is to feel, is to experience. And so you, as we all know, we constantly are getting opportunities to learn and grow. So when you're feeling triggered or if you're feeling upset, it's not punishment, it's showing where there's an opportunity to heal, to get into your most highest authentic self, because the universe doesn't want you to fear rejection or feel misunderstood. It wants you to be your highest self, which is to be accepted and understood. So it's going to send you situations and circumstances to trigger you to be like, whoa, okay, this is a place that I need to heal and want to heal so that I can, for example, have people sign up to my program.
Yes. Yes. I love it. It's so powerful. And we're going to do your clear the fear method. But before we do, I would love to know because I'm also a manifesting generator. So, what we know about MGs is that like we're very multifaceted. As long as like something's a hell yes and we do it, we're going to find success in that. And you do so much. Like you're vlogging now and like posting lots of content. You have your podcast, you have your business, you have an app. Like there's so many things. And so I'd love to know how you like how do you prevent burnout and like keep that spark going amongst so many different passions?
Let me know when you find out. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like I just like right before our call, I had a team meeting and we're planning Q2. And I just really realized reflecting on Q1 that whenever I take action out of obligation, should, or to make money, is those are the things that lead to burnout. Those are the things that are resistance. Those are the things that when I'm doing them, I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't want to be doing this. This is making me feel burnt out and icky. And although the number one thing I help my clients do is getting them into their authentic path and their higher self and only saying yes to the things that are pleasurable and light them up, I still myself do things that get past my ego or my ego can like surpass and be like, oh yeah, you should do this thing. And I'm like, and then after the fact, I'm like, why did I do this thing? So for me, exactly like you said, it's being really conscious of like, is this a hell yes? Or am I just in an emotional high?
Mm,
And it's about really understanding, okay, this is actually a hell yes. And early on in my business, I would just say yes to everything. And now I'm way, way better about getting really crystal clear of, is this in alignment with where I want to go? Is this fueling my future vision? And if not, it's just a no. And I've said no
mhm,
way more. And I cut out things that drain me and that leak my energy so that when I'm doing things, mostly everything that I'm doing at this moment of time is giving me energy. So I
mhm,
can do so much more because I'm in my zone of genius and everything that I'm doing. And it allows me so much more capacity to do the things that I really love and give me energy to do everything. So I have that Capricorn energy and that MG energy. So what I'm doing, what I love, I can pretty much do it like as long as I want. And as
mhm,
long as it's giving me energy, I actually don't get burnt out. It's like when I get burnt out is when I'm doing things that aren't in integrity and aren't in alignment, because that will drain my energy. So it's about I audit every quarter and honestly every month of like, okay, what's working well and what's not working well? What's giving me energy and what's draining my energy? And anything that's draining my energy, I'm deleting, delegating, or automating, getting rid of it because my energy is actually my most important asset in my business. And so I'm auditing my energy at all times because that, if I'm just doing things all day long that give me energy, then there's no need to burn out.
yes. Do you have a hard time resting?
I used to, yes, but now I feel so more connected to my body that I know when I need a rest. Like my body will be like, "Ooh, I can feel that you've been giving too much and it's time to give to yourself." And so I actually really don't care. Like if I wake up in the morning, I'm exhausted and I have a day full of stuff, I will move it. Like I don't push through anymore. I used to be like, who cares, push through. But I actually know that that is the worst thing for me. It just makes me a worse business owner, a worse friend, a worse partner. It just doesn't serve anyone. And so when I take time off and rest, I see it as almost like a lasso, like you have to pull it back to expand further. And I just
Mhm.
learned that with as time passes, it's like if I don't rest, I will not be able to achieve at the level that I want to achieve. So now I welcome rest. I don't know if I'm like the best rester. Like resting kind of for me kind of looks like playing tennis or like
Yeah.
it's it's just doing I still have to be doing something, but it's just not work, if that makes sense. Cause I'm just such a Capricorn in that way.
Mhm.
But I know that if I don't balance pleasure in my day, whatever that looks like, maybe one day it'll be rest, or maybe it's like going out and going for a run or whatever that looks like, then yes, I will burn out. And I just like, then I can't succeed at the level that I want to. And that is more detrimental to me than just taking some rest.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all about the rest because even in my human design, I have a channel that literally says, because I used to think, okay, I resonate with being an MG, but I need so much rest. So I'm like, what's wrong? But I have this channel that it's literally like, no, you need to like it's a pulse on and off. Like that's the way that my energy works. And it's just like such
Mm.
valuable information to understand because then that's how we can really like live by our unique energy, which is then gonna, like you said, like it's gonna allow you to propel further and reach that level of success.
Yeah, like for example, so on the weekend I had a retreat. Like this was a crazy weekend for me. It was my best friend's 30th birthday and it was my retreat, and I'm in Toronto. I'm traveling. So I don't know the last time I had a minute to myself, and I had an event planned for this evening. Uh,
Mhm.
it was actually like my quarterly plan. It was like a sacral energy hell yes. But it's such a hell yes. I'm so excited for it. But when I was tuning in yesterday, I was like, oh gosh, like I do not have the energy to show up for that right now. And in the past, I would just do it anyways because I had a people pleasing tendency and I just didn't want to let anyone down. But I've reprogrammed that of me showing up in my best energy is the best service to everyone involved. And it would be a detriment to everyone involved if I showed up like not in my best energy. So I was just like, hey guys, love you so much. We're going to move the call to Thursday. This is why. Thank you so much for understanding. So that is new for me. Like I used to like just push through that, but that is me acknowledging rest of okay, one, I need the next couple of days to recuperate so that I can show up in my best energy for this call, which is the best thing for everyone involved. It's the best thing for me. It's the best thing for everyone meeting. Who knows what I will be able to then say or channel or do that's going to have their best experience for them from a rested state. So I just know that everything is energy. And if I'm energetically depleted, then I need to recharge, or else anything that comes out of me is just not going to hit the way it should.
Yeah, yeah, no, I totally get that. And even just as you were speaking, I'm like, have that little reminder that time is just an illusion anyways. So honoring like what you need in this moment is gonna be just, yeah, like you said, it's gonna be better for everyone.
Yeah. And I feel like whenever I take that moment to rest and my brain and body just woof goes to neutral, is when I have my $1 million ideas. So
Mhm.
when I'm resting is actually the most productive thing because that's when you get to raise your vibration. And because we're all vibrational beings, that's actually the best energy to be in. You will attract the best, you will be the best. So it's to me, it's an investment, is
Yeah.
resting.
Yes. Yes, I'm all here for that. So for anyone that doesn't know, can you share what your clear the fear method is?
Yes. I love this question. So just a little background. When I was doing all of that work initially, like learning personal development, reading all these books, everyone was telling me that you need to change your beliefs to change your life. You need to find your limiting beliefs and reprogram them. You need to change your limiting beliefs and make them into opposite positive beliefs, because if you don't, you'll keep manifesting those limiting beliefs. Your life is a reflection of your beliefs. I was like, cool, cool, cool. Deeply understand that. But how? Like, no one was telling me how. And I got so frustrated because I was like, I understand that I have all these limiting beliefs and I don't want them anymore. I don't know how to change them. And I understand I can journal and I can write opposite positive beliefs and I can affirm all day long, but I didn't like And I'm like, well, how long does that take? And like, I'm not even really connecting to these affirmations anyway. So this feels very inefficient. Like, what's going on here? So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna figure out how to do this for myself because like I said, I want to make a lot of money. I want to have a lot of freedom. I want to be able to do and be and have whatever I want. So like let's figure this out, girls. Like let's go to work. So I feel like over the past 6 years, I've been studying the subconscious mind, getting certified in different modalities. I like hypnosis, but it's like too long. And am I really reprogramming my limiting belief? Yes, but over time. And when I started to learn about healing my body, I started to learn about root cause healing, like getting to the root cause. So I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. There must be a root cause for these limiting beliefs. So over time, I just kind of create this formula and this method called clear the fear because if you have a fear, you will act out of that fear. So, for example, if you have fear of being rejected, you won't put yourself out there to block yourself and protect yourself of being rejected in the first place. And we think as business owners that maybe that we're lazy or we're not meant for success or whatever, or that people are buying for us, and we make all this meaning about our external reality about us. But the truth of the fact is that everyone's just mirroring your internal belief system. So if you just change your internal beliefs, you will realize that your entire reality will change. So when I started to understand this, I was like, okay, wait, I just need to get to the root cause of this limiting belief and I need to rewrite it. And then that will change everything. Surely. It's like my hypothesis. And like I said, that hypothesis has become my life's journey. And creating the clear the fear method is the most effective, efficient, and to be honest, the only way that I know how to get to the root cause of your limiting belief and reprogram it within 10 to 15 minutes.
Well, I would love to do it with you right now.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, like we talked about, I feel like it would be fear of rejection for me because, like I said, for me and where I'm at on my journey, I'm like, I know my self-worth, I accept myself, but I'm like, okay, there's probably something, that's beyond my consciousness. So I think fear of rejection would hit the nail on the head, like even beyond business, like also in friendships. So I think it'd be a really good one to clear.
100%. Like our living beliefs show up in all areas of our life. So if you believe that you're not enough, it's not just gonna be like, hee hee, just I'm just gonna show up for you in business. It's reflected in all areas. So
Yeah.
you will be surprised that this belief is actually probably in well, it's in every area of your life, but you're just more conscious of it in different areas because it's more like in your face. So we can definitely clear that. That's actually a soul wound, so there's like five soul wounds. There's fear of rejection, there's fear of betrayal, there's fear of abandonment, there's a fear of disloyalty, and there's a fear of humiliation. So with all of my clients, I'm clearing at least one of those. So this is a very common one. And
Mhm.
healing this really does like completely change your life. Okay, so let's clear this. So usually we'd have to research like what the fear is, but you already knew, so that's great. So all we need to do now is just reprogram this and clear this on a subconscious level. So you can just go ahead and close your eyes. And I want you just to take some big inhales and exhales and just drop into your body. And I just want you to feel really safe. You're going to be in control the entire time. It's honestly just like a really beautiful meditation. And as we go through this clearing, it's not your logical answer that I want. It's just your first reaction, just your gut reaction. Okay. And anyone who's listening to this can follow along. So when I ask you a question, there's just going to be like a first answer. That's the answer that I want. Anything that comes online after that is your conscious mind. Your first gut reaction will be your subconscious mind. Okay. And it's not going to make any sense. And that's not your job to figure out. That's my job. Okay. So I'll be guiding you the whole way. And it's actually really fun and really easy, and you're going to love it. So just deeply breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, and just arriving in this moment. Okay, so what I want you to do now is I want you to bring up this fear of rejection. And you can do that by maybe imagining the situation that's currently occurring and noticing how that's making you feel. Or imagining a situation where you have been rejected. And as you do, you're going to notice that there's some sensations that begin to appear in your body. And when you begin to notice them, just give me a nod. Okay, good. Now you're going to notice that there's a certain color and texture and shape associated with them. So just describe to me, where is the sensation in your body?
Mm. I think I feel it in my legs and also my gut.
Yeah, like lower stomach.
Hmm.
Beautiful. And is there a color or a texture?
Mm, I kind of feel like I just see like nothing.
Hmm. Describe the sensation to me.
It just feels like uncomfortable or stuck, like icky.
Mm, yeah. If it were to be represented by a color, what color would it be?
I feel like a muddy color.
Yeah. And if it were to be represented by a texture, what texture would it be?
Mm, like slimy, but also rough and rigid.
Yeah. Okay, good. Perfect. Okay, so what I want you to do now is again, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I just want your first gut reaction. Okay. Leaning into this feeling, when is the very first time that you felt this feeling? Was it before, during, or after your birth?
Before.
Was it in the womb or before that?
Before.
Yeah, was it past life or generational?
Past life.
Yeah, how many past lives ago?
5.
Was there a time before this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, when's the very first time that you felt this feeling? How many past lives ago?
10.
Yeah, was there a time before this? Yes or no?
No.
Good. Okay, good. Okay, so leaning into that feeling, I want you to float back to the very first time that you felt this thing 10 past lives ago. And when you get there, just notice the event and give me a nod. Okay, good. Okay, so hovering over this event and looking down on it, just tell me what you see.
I think it's more feeling like there's just this, like it visually it's dark, but it feels like unsafe, uncomfortable, cold.
Yeah. So, what our subconscious mind does is it protects us. So, we can take as much time as we want. We're here. I'm here with you. There's no rush. And let's just set the intention to allow your body to show you the visual representation of this feeling.
I feel like there's a man.
Hmm.
Mm, I'm like I feel like it's something to do with like maybe an end of a marriage and just like feeling, yeah, honestly, just feeling rejection is what I feel, and like loneliness, like being
Mm,
like kicked to the curb, kind of.
good. Okay, good. Okay, so your brain will bring you the perfect key to unlock this code. So, what I want you to do is, I want you to go ahead and lock eyes with this past life version of you. And I want you to give her the love and the reassurance that she needs in this moment. Tell her that everything is going to be okay and that you have her now. And when it feels complete, just give me a nod.
I've told her, but I feel like this, like, it feels like I'm physically being like pushed. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like this pulling.
Is she pulling you?
I don't know. Maybe now is it a different version of me that's pulling me back?
It's okay. It's your ego trying to keep you safe. Just stay with her. And when you finish giving her that love and affection and it feels complete, just give me a nod and I have something else for you to do, which will help. Okay, good. Okay, so this is my favorite part. So now what you're going to do is you're going to rewrite this story. So I want you to see it from a place of love and acceptance. You can see whatever you need to see, feel whatever you need to feel, flood your body, and rewrite this story from a place of love and acceptance. And when it feels complete, just give me a nod. Okay, good. Okay, so what I want you to do now is I want you to grab this version of you by the hand and we're going to bring them to present day. Okay. We're going to bring them to present day and show them all that they have to look forward to. So I want you to recall a recent memory that just made you feel so loved. And I want you to show this to this previous version of you and allow them to experience the love with you, letting them know that their future is guaranteed and they have so much to look forward to. Feel the love flood your body and see their facial expression change. And then next, I want you to show them one of your favorite memories on a holiday. Maybe one of your favorite vacations in one of your favorite places, and show this to them. Show them all that they have to look forward to. That moment is in the past and no longer exists, and that this is real. This is true. This is what they have to look forward to. And allowing the feelings to peak. And then next, what I want you to do is I want you to recall a recent memory that made you feel so peaceful, so in alignment. It's like you knew that you were exactly where you need to be. I call them popcorn moments. It's like this moment that you realize that everything is working in your favor and that you are so supported and so guided. So recall that recent memory now and let this past version of you know that their future is guaranteed. And on the other side of this moment, they have so much to look forward to. And allow that feeling to peak. And then we want to let them know that they get to come with you now. So give them a big, beautiful hug, embracing them, thanking them, and letting them know they get to come with you. So what happens is I want you to put a beautiful green glow around the two of you and see them melt into you. And then you're going to go back to that event 10 past lives ago. But now it's this beautiful, loving memory. And I want you to come back over your entire lifetime. And everywhere where there used to be that old fear, I want you to apply the learnings from this lifetime and let go of the fear all the way back to now. And whenever you're ready and back in the room, just give me a nod that you're here. Okay, good. Now check on that old feeling in your chest and in your gut. Is it there or is it just gone now?
It's gone now.
Okay, good. Okay, so now I want you to connect to the feeling of acceptance and love, and just allow that feeling just to flood your entire body and recalibrate you. And just like if a caterpillar metamorphosized into a butterfly and it was worried about going back to a caterpillar, you'd say, hey, you literally cannot go back to a caterpillar. And if a baby was birthed and the baby was worried to go back into the womb, you'd be like, you literally can't go back. So just like the baby and just like the caterpillar, you cannot go back. So whenever you're ready, you can just go ahead and open your eyes. Welcome back.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You're
Mm.
so welcome. Thank you. That was so beautiful.
Yeah, that was really powerful. Because honestly, when I do subconscious rewiring, I have that like difficulty where I'm like, oh, I don't see the thing, like, but I'm trusting that I'm here. So that extra like cues that you gave definitely helped me to drop in more and just because it is crazy how even when we're in the subconscious realm and we're tapping into it, the ego still wants to come online. How do you navigate that?
As a practitioner, I can just hear it.
Hmm.
Um, it's basically if you're trying to go back or if you don't want to look at something or feel something, that's your ego. It's like,
Mm,
okay. And but that's how I know we're getting to something really good because your ego's job is to keep you safe and keep you where you are. So this is basically showing me that this is something that's going to change your life for the better. And so when I drop into that, remember how I negotiated with you of like, okay, we have all the time in the world. Like we can take as much time as we need. It's literally like what you would say to a scared child. It's just like, you're okay. Everything's going to be okay. We have as much time in the world. Like, I'm here with you. And then immediately after I said that, you started to see it. So it's literally like negotiating with the fear of like, you're good. You're okay. Nothing, you're safe. And then it was like, okay, fine, I'll show you. Right. So it's like
yeah.
really negotiating. And remember when we started this call and we talked about rejection? I was like, oh, it's past life for you. So I was like laughing. I was like, oh, it is. I knew it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that like connected with me and I was like, okay. I just trusted it when it came
Yes.
up. Yeah.
Yes.
What is I'm like, oh, I have kind of a two-part question. What's a one belief that you've fully let go that's made all the difference? And then also maybe what is a fear that you've recently cleared that has like opened something major up for you?
Ooh. Okay, I used to have a lot of fear about money. I used to believe that money was inconsistent, and I don't believe that at all anymore. Like that doesn't even
Hmm.
resonate at all. And back then money was, and now it's not. So that's been very, that was like one of my biggest money fears. And I don't feel that way. And I can hear people being like, well, yeah, easy for you to say because now money is consistent. But it wasn't that. It was that I had that belief and I realized it. And then it took me, I don't know how long, if it was months or years, I actually don't remember because this is before I had clear the fear. But I focused on the opposite belief of like money is consistent. And then it's just like when you hit a manifestation tipping point, you're like, oh, wait, like this thing came through or this thing is now showing up in the 3D. And so I realized that through reprogramming, that is no longer my reality. So that was actually very cool. And then something recently that unlocked, I think the cool thing is about healing is that I feel like with all of my deepest wounds, it's almost like different layers. So,
Mm.
for example, this feeling like my needs are an obligation, I feel like I've done so much work to heal that. And then something came up recently where I still realized, oh, whoa, okay, I still have way, like, I have levels to go here. And when I reprogrammed that belief, and then just seeing how different people showed up in my life to a whole new level that I didn't even know was possible was
Mm.
so cool. And I think that's the thing about healing is I think that we think it's linear, like we're gonna do one healing and then everything's gonna change. It's like, no, I've spent my whole life believing this. So just like you won't go to the gym once and then get to your dream body, it's like putting in the intentional work daily on what you want to focus on. So yes, we just cleared your root cause of where that fear came from. But now it's up to you every day of focusing on the affirmation of why am I so accepted? Why, how am I so accepted? And focusing on that affirmation every single day. And then you will start to notice that thing will start to shift for you. So I don't know why I went down that rabbit hole, but
I love
to
it.
think, but that was definitely one recently that I cleared that was like, whoa, that was cool.
Yeah. Well, I think that it is important what you said that it's like that there's layers to it because I think a big like wound that I had was yeah, feeling not enough, but I'm like, okay, well I've cleared it before, but I'm like, oh, maybe it is still lingering around. So I think it's important to just like meet ourselves and be like, it's okay. Like we can always go back and keep working at it.
Well, think about this, like everything, we are nature, right? And think about how many layers a tree has, like how many layers
Mm.
of bark that a tree has. And so we go to the very first layer. Let's say we're looking for this termite that has infested the tree. Okay. We're not going to go to the first layer, the closest layer to us and try to get rid of the termites because the termites are still going to appear. We go back to the very first layer, like the first layer, and we clear that termite, then we clear the next, then we clear the next. It's the same thing with like the belief of feeling like we're not good enough. If that has literally like past life layers. We need to go to layer one and then heal from there. And again, it's just like in school, like you learn math your entire school year, but what you learn in grade one and what you learn in grade 12 is very different. So life is the same. Like we're just learning different levels of the same healing and same loving belief. If it's like a really deep, like for you, the fear of rejection is a very soul wound for you. So today we'll quantum leap your reality and you will know it. Like actually just message me how your launch starts to go now.
Yeah.
But then I'm not going to say that you're never going to have the fear of rejection again because that would literally be impossible. And actually, that wouldn't even be good for your soul journey. But things
Mm.
that upset you previous to this day, you will notice no longer upset you. And as you continue to hear this, you become more invincible to people rejecting you. For example, my soul wound is fear of abandonment. Things that used to upset me like a year ago literally no longer upset me. So let's say now I'm at like level 8 of the healing journey, but I still have levels to heal. But things at level 1 are just like, don't even bother me. Just like if I was in grade 8 and I was looking at grade 1 math, I'd be like, 1 plus 1 equals 2. That's so easy. But in grade 1, that was actually really hard. And so as you heal and as you go up the levels, you grow and you learn and you surpass things. And you don't, once you pass the test, you don't need to redo the test right now. So with your launch, it's like, well, now that you've passed this, then maybe you don't have to experience this again. Maybe you change the way you launch. Maybe you, I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. Like, let us know. But at this level, you just extended to the next level, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to kind of wrap up, if someone's listening and maybe they're feeling, stuck or like afraid, unsure of their path, what's like one takeaway from our beautiful conversation that you would love for them to have?
Mm. I have a bit of like a rogue answer for this, that I have this theory that no one's really stuck because they actually know what they want to do, but they're just not doing it.
Mm,
And it's so scary to do that thing because of maybe what society has taught you, schools taught you, your parents have told you. And actually, deep down, you know exactly what you need to do, but
mm,
it's really scary to do that thing. So, my advice is to really, I'm not saying it's not scary because I've been there and I'm there, like I'm there all the time. We all are. But really, at the end of it, it's like, okay, I actually knew that's what I need to do, but I was just too scared to do it. And so when we can find the courage and we can feel the fear and do it anyways, that is when you unlock your most highest, authentic, beautiful miracles that happen. And remember, you can't manifest a new car if you have a car in your parking spot. Like the universe isn't going to knock on your door, like, hey, here's your upgraded new car with everything that you wanted. Even though you're settling for that car in your parking spot, we're just going to give you a new car anyways. Woo-hoo. No, no one's coming to save you. Like we have to take the action first and the universe will align. So if you're connecting to something, maybe a partner, maybe a career, maybe, I don't know, anything that isn't in alignment, the universe isn't going to give you what you want. You have to make room for that
mm.
thing, which is the leap. It's the faith of trust, it's the surrender. But I know to be true that every time you do that, you'll be rewarded in ways that you can never even imagine. So, my invitation is like, okay, are you really stuck or are you just scared to make the decision? And if you're scared to make the decision, that's okay. But there are tools, there are resources, there are people that can support you in this decision, and just having full faith and trust that you will be so supported. And if you need, and like you can just even message me on Instagram to be like, I'm so scared of this. And I can be like, I have been there. If you make the decision, just trust me. This has happened in every area of my life, in my career, in my relationships, like everything. Whenever I'm like, I feel so stuck, but it's like I actually know what I really want to do. I'm just way too scared to do it. When I actually do the thing, I realize A, it wasn't actually as scary as I thought. And B, why did I not do this sooner? Because this is so much better than I could ever have imagined.
Yeah. So powerful. And I love your analogy. It's like one of my favorites of yours of the if you want a new car, but you don't have room to park it, like what do you think is gonna happen?
Yeah, like hello. And also you can't ride like two horses with one butt. Like you just need to get rid of the old to allow space for the new. And like the more I let
Yeah.
go, the more I make space for new.
Yes, I resonate with that deeply. Like I'm so firm about like, who do I let into my life? Or if it's just not in alignment, I'm like, it's gotta go because otherwise you're signaling to the universe, bring me more of this thing.
Exactly. And don't you feel like recently the universe isn't even having any time? Like if it's out of alignment, you will immediately get triggered in it. It will immediately like if right now in the energy of what's going on, if it's out of alignment and if you're not doing it on your own, the universe is going to take care of it for you. Or
Yeah.
it's going to trigger the shit out of you to like really get your attention to make the decision. Like so many of my friends are like losing their jobs or da da da, whatever it may be.
Mhm.
But I'm like, And then they're like, wait, actually, I just hated that job and I'm so happy that happened. Like the universe right now is like moving so quick. And I don't know if you can feel that too, but it's like, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll do it first because I would rather do it in my way than it being happen in a way that I like have no idea what's going on. And it's just been so that energy recently has been so interesting.
Yeah, no, it's super potent. I'm here for it. It's
Me
good. Things
too.
are
I love it. I'm
moving
like,
and
yeah, I'm again Capricorn. I'm like, okay, let's go, baby. Like quick manifestations. Like Q1 felt like 2025. I can't believe it's only Q2 and like the amount of stuff that happened Q1 alone. And like, oh my God, Q1 was an entire lifetime.
yeah.
Even weeks right now. I'm like, a week ago feels like a lifetime ago. Like time is very interesting right now.
Yeah, I can't even I can't even keep up with it. It's just like we're just like along for the ride, just like focus on what brings you joy and lights your soul on fire and everything else is just gonna fall into place. I truly believe that.
That's exactly it. Couldn't have said it
Yeah.
better.
And for anyone that wants to, continue along, follow your journey, how can they work with you, connect with you? And I'll of course have everything in the show notes, but
Oh, thanks so much. Okay, so you can find me anywhere at Marley Rose Harris. I love posting on Instagram. That's kind of my favorite place right now. My podcast is a money mindset management show. And if you want to do Clear the Fear for yourself, you can get it in the Higher Self app. And then if you want to learn how to do it, if you're a healer or a practitioner, you can get certified in the Clear the Fear method.
amazing. Thank you so much. I had so much fun today.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure. You were such a host. I had so much fun too. I'm like, wait, where did the time just go? That was
I
so much
know.
fun.
If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone you love, and let's keep the conversation going on Instagram at Magically Mindful Podcast. For collaborations and partnerships, email magicallymindfulpodcast@gmail.com. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, please leave us a review so we can continue to grow this amazing community.